Hi, what's up you guys? Welcome back to M&J Views. Nice to see you back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Melissa and welcome to my channel where we post a lot of things about Australian Shepherds, dogs in general, tips and tricks and all of that stuff. Some people have been messaging me about getting a new Australian Shepherd, and that is such exciting news. And things that they tell me are they're a full-time student, they go to work for most of the part of the day, and they want to know if an Aussie is best for them. So me being a full-time student and going to work and literally doing everything, all of the above listings of being a busy person, you know, I still have time for my Aussie, and I thought I'd share tips and tricks about how I do it and how I keep my dogs happy. So of course this does not imply if you are a farmer or rancher. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't even click the video because your dog is probably very busy herding all your animals and everything. That's something I want to do with Stella in the future. Me and Jerry do want to own like a piece of land with animals and stuff, so hopefully that's gonna be in the future for us. And my Australian Shepherds, I want to see them working in that natural field that they're supposed to be in, the natural environment. But I'm pretty sure you guys don't have that, so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and talk about different activities you can revolve yourself around to keep your Australian Shepherd active. So getting right into that, there are so many Aussie clubs out there. There's obedience, show, agility, swimming. There's so many things, you name it. They're not just Australian Shepherds, but there are so many clubs dedicated for Australian Shepherds in these areas because of their high energy and, you know, their love to do things, to complete tasks. So if this interests you, then you already found your solution, because most of those things do take time. You know, you have to actually sign up and actually show up to the classes and learn the stuff, and then at the end of it all, you know, the shows and all that. So if that interests you, I would look into it. Maybe if you're thinking it takes too much time, I would still try it because maybe you'd like it so much. But I know most of you, or a lot of you guys who message me, say that you're in school or you're working, and that's totally fine. I'm in the same boat. So if you're in this category, I would revolve your life around some high energy activities for your Aussie. If you're a runner, take your dog running with you. If you're a hiker, take them hiking. If you like to do marathons, stuff like that. If you travel a lot, I know a lot of people say that you can't. There's no way you could take your dog, but I've made it happen. I mean, there's dog-friendly Airbnbs. Of course, it's limited because not everywhere allows dogs, but it's possible. I've never taken them on an airplane, so I'm not too sure how that would work. But I love road trips personally, so I would take a road trip versus an airplane any day, so that wouldn't even be a problem for me. That just makes it 10 times more easier if you're going through a car. You can take it, get a pet-friendly Airbnb, and do some dog-related activities. I know some cities that are very dog-friendly, like Austin and Dallas and Utah are very dog-friendly. They let you take your dogs to restaurants, to a lot of parks, and even some malls. So there's just so many things that you could do with your Australian Shepherd when it comes to traveling. And maybe I could make that its own separate video now that I'm talking about it so much. But yeah, there's a lot of research involved, but I think it would be so much worth it because at the end of the day, your Aussie's gonna love it, you're gonna love it, everyone's gonna have a good time. Speaking about researching all that, I'd explore more options regarding like different things you could do with your lifestyle. Be creative and spark some interests that you and your Aussie can share together. So yeah, there's that. But if this still doesn't interest you and you know you have such a tight schedule that you don't really have time to do things like that, so I'm gonna say that it's still possible to have your Australian Shepherd live a happy life, I guess, to say the least. So the number one thing that I would recommend is making walks a priority. So I usually have to be at work at 7 or 8 in the morning. I get up at 6 in the morning to give my dog a good 30 to an hour walk. And you guys know I obviously have a YouTube channel, so this does take a lot more time. So I combine the two. That's why I have the walk and talks. So I could put out a video for you guys at the same time. My Aussie benefits from the walk that they should be having. Another thing I do is train them to do daily tasks. The most simplest task can mean a lot to your Aussie. So some examples of these is literally just fetching you something. You can teach them to close the doors, open the cabinets, you know, maybe get you a water bottle or something like that. So I use that a lot. I teach them to retrieve me things all the time. It might seem kind of selfish, but at the same time, you're helping them mentally stimulate their minds. And that's something that Aussie does need a lot. Little things like that will keep them entertained and busy. And it takes minimal effort once you've already trained them to do those tasks. With that being said, I would make some time to train them to do basic obedience. This is also very important because they can become very destructive if they didn't learn any obedience. So this is just for your benefit as well, so you don't have things torn up around the house, or you know, you don't have a destructive Aussie walking around. I usually train them when I have like little gaps in between, and that's when we'll go outside and actually do like a little tiny training session. For me, they're not that long. I usually like to train them something to enforce the tasks that they already know. So what I mean by that is like teaching them how to properly stay or properly sit. And I know that might sound silly. You might think once you taught them how to sit, that's it. But I believe that you should be training those tricks regularly so they can understand and actually master the trick, because you know, practice makes perfect, so might as well practice it. That doesn't mean I don't actually teach them new things. I try to teach them new things every now and then. But of course, when I don't have time, it's kind of hard to. But basic obedience overall is very important. So I would make that a priority if you haven't done basic obedience. So if you have any free time at all, maybe even just throw the ball outside or throw the frisbee outside for them. I usually like to take breaks because I am a college student, so I need to take my breaks, my mental breaks. And when I do that, I go outside and throw the ball outside for like 20 minutes, and Stella really appreciates that. She loves that time. She loves her ball first and foremost, and second, she loves when I just play with her because, you know, we're interacting, we're having a good time. And also tug of war. Tug of war is a really good thing to have if you have multiple dogs. They just play with each other. And that's even less work for you. Another thing you could do is give them some socialization. Sometimes I have to visit my friends or family. Sometimes I'm there to study, like for study groups, study sessions, and they have their own dogs too. I like to take my dogs with them so they can just play and socialize while I'm getting some work done. Also with families, sometimes I like to take my laptop, now that things are online, to my family's house. And they have dogs as well, so might as well bring my dogs with them so they can play around with them. But little things like that can also make your Aussie's day a lot more better. If you have a little bit more free time, like for me, my free time is usually during the weekends. I like to take my dogs to the park. Again, let them socialize. But the park is bigger, so also a lot of exercise with the ball, throwing the ball around and stuff for the frisbee. So it's socialization and exercise as well as mental stimulation if you're doing fetch, if you have to bring it and all that stuff. Usually I do the mental stimulation with throwing fetch by before I throw the ball, I would tell them to sit or lay down or do some trick, and then I throw the ball as a reward. So that can also give them the 3 things that they need all in one. So if you really have no time during the day, just letting them outside for a little bit, like a little breather, is a really good thing to do. Stella really appreciates this as well. They like to soak in the sun and like to take in the breeze, and at the same time it lets me relax as well, because I don't know, maybe I had like a lot of things to do that day, and going outside just for a breather really makes a difference. So just take them with you and just relax together, and you guys will love it, and your Aussie will love it too. So the last thing I want to talk about is interactive toys for your Aussie, things that will make them work for a reward. There's a lot of different toys out there, and I made a couple videos about it, so I'll link everything down below, of course. But toys like this, when you're away, will get them mentally stimulated, where they don't really think about any destructive behaviors, or they can even relieve themselves from anxieties, and at the same time they're having fun with their toy. So I find these to be very beneficial, and they actually work. Especially if you have a toy motivated dog, this will work 100%. But overall, dogs love treats and food, so this should work most of the time. It just keeps their mind off of things, and at the same time, they can get their mental stimulation from these toys. So there's different types of toys out there. There's sniffing toys, there's puzzle toys, and maybe I could make a video on this too, because I can get in depth with this, but I don't want to because there's just so much I could talk about. But basically, get your Aussie some toys. They're gonna love it, and you're gonna love that they don't bother you when you're busy. But that's all I have for you guys. At the end of the day, Aussies have a lot of energy. They are working dogs, so they are very motivated to doing tasks throughout the day and for most of their day. So please keep in mind, do your research before getting your Australian Shepherd, of course. Make sure it's the perfect dog for you. But if you already have one, you know it's too late. I'm just kidding. There's no going back. Overall, yes, you want to keep your Aussie busy. You want to do everything in your power to keep your dog the most happy that they could be. And this can also go for other dogs. Obviously, maybe you have a high energy dog and you need ways to stimulate their energy. So this would be a perfect thing for them too. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please leave me a like. It really helps the channel out a lot. And if you haven't considered subscribing, please check out my channel as well. I do have more tips and tricks and videos like these, as well as vlogs with the dogs that are more entertaining to watch if you're interested in that as well. But besides all that, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. And I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Bye! Ooh. I forgot to mention one last thing, and that is that we're changing our channel name. So throughout the week we've been doing polls on the community tab. If you haven't been caught up with that, you still have time to vote. Hopefully we're gonna have our channel name by the end of this week, so I'm gonna be posting an update before we actually announce the channel name, so you still have time to participate, as well as our giveaway. We have less than 80 subscribers left till the giveaway ends, so go ahead and check out the video down below. Also, only 80 subscribers left too, so you have to be quick. All the rules will be in that video, so please go watch that video to enter the contest. It's closing real soon, but I'm giving you guys a heads up just so you know what's going on. But yeah, roll the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. One outro wasn't enough for me.